What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition, a special Thursday night edition. I don't know why it's special. It's just I got G.I. Joes to talk about. But anyway, welcome to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. I'm Jeffrey Lyles, and I cannot wait to talk about all classified series stuff we saw today. Normally I like to build up, do like a wrestling show, do my preliminary news, talk about this, talk about that, and then get to the meat of it in the middle portion of the show. And then we just dive into everything else, the sales, the deals. But I wanted to get into G.I. Joe pretty early on this one because, wow, lots of stuff. But first, as always, thank you to everybody who's already hanging out here in the chat. We'll say what's up to everybody first, and then let me know what you picked up. Badger Wolf Prime, what's up, man? Greetings, Plastic Family. 80s kid from the 90s. Yo, Joe, 80s kid reporting for duty, sir. At ease, Lieutenant. Lost in Wallace, what's going on? Watch Clark, what's this? Darn it, I'm trying to figure out the reference. Snake Eyes, hello. I'm not going to talk because my throat is hurting and I'm sick. Well, please don't talk if your throat is hurting. Get some rest, my friend. Kidrick, 1998. What up? Have they done a Chris Canyon as Mortis figure yet? Also, what would you say are your top 5 rarest wrestling figures you have? I have no idea about how rare my figures are, because I haven't looked to sell them in probably a decade, so it's been a long time. I have no idea. It feels like everything I collect after a certain amount of time is no longer available, through easy measures. So I don't know. I'm sure there's a bunch, but nothing that really comes to mind right now. But no, they haven't done a Mortis figure. Mortis would be a really fun figure. And if they did that, I would love for them to do Wrath, for them to do Glacier, and of course, Ernest the Cat Miller. So we got to get all 4 of those guys. Afton Child, hello, Jeff and everyone. Good to see you, man. Lost in what's up? Robert's Infinite Realms. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Quick Kick has me one more to that comedic trio with Alpine and Bazooka. Bazooka! Damon Parks is here. Almost time. I've been waiting all day for this moment. I really wanted to get on here earlier, like right after the Hasbro Joe Team live stream, but it was like too much work and I couldn't squeeze in a break to do it in any sensible amount of time. I was like, well, I may as well just wait till the regular live, but hopefully things at work will calm down a little bit more. Kidrick, I've heard that Batman 89 Echoes has a Jeff Goldblum Scarecrow. Is that who he is? No, Madonna is definitely Harley Quinn. I couldn't place who Scarecrow was, but that could work. In the future, they should do a Gina Davis Poison Ivy. They've already done Poison Ivy. We've got her covered with Uma Thurman. Robin Williams Riddler, and a Dolph Lundgren Deadshot. That's an interesting casting call for Deadshot. Lost and can't wait for Alpine, me neither. And want to Blowtorch, me too. I feel like with any G.I. Joe figure at this point, I'm just going to say me too for a very long time. So we start trolling the dregs and like, hey, here's Star Force. Here's Echo Wars. And then, even then, some of the Echo Wars are cool. I just don't need Flint in that Echo Wars gear. I'll take Ozone. Gosh, what was the other dude? I'll take Ozone for sure. I liked him. Got to get Cesspool and his Toxo Vipers. I don't remember the other one. Was it Altitude? Which doesn't seem right for an Echo Warrior, but anyhow. Yeah, lots of stuff on that. Brent Dash, what's up, Thursday Night Crew? Looks like Classified Series has taken over. They always do, it seems. Lost and pre-ordered Retro Scarlet and Duke today on Amazon. Yes. Being a fine figure. Hey, what's going on? 80 says Classified is the goated toy line. The greatest of all time toy line, or just like today's goated? Lawson says, let's face it, Classified is killing it. Marvel Legends has been hit and miss at best. Yeah, and when they do have some hits, it's like, all right, that's pretty cool. That was good. But then we see some Classified series stuff, and it's like, yeah, but at best, you're going to be number 2 because you're just not going to cut it. We'll be rocking with our guys over the Classified series squad. Blake Tarpley, what's up? Got 3 retro package Joes today. Duke Scarlet and Rakondo. Very, very good choices on your pickups today. Lawson, quality of head sculpts on Marvel Legends has improved, but lackluster character choices. Wrong costume for releases and lack of accessories is really holding that line back. I agree. Blake says, I think Marvel Legends will be strong this new year. They have to bring it. Ski Raider, what's going on? Blake says recession is getting bad, so they'll have to go with great figures. They should. I'd love them to, because it feels like, every wave, it's like, oh, okay, I'll only be taking 3 of these since I don't care about the Build-A-Figure. Looking at you, the boy. James Green, what's up, Action Figure family? How's everyone doing? It's Thursday. I decided to throw in the money green, camo green for G.I. Joe because both things tie in directly with G.I. Joe Classified series. Road Pig John, yo, Joski. I added that, Joski. I had a horror show flashback for whatever reason. Being a fine figure, pre-ordered all of them except the Action Soldiers. Too much money for army builders. Playing the long game with those. Well, there may be a solution to that. Didn't realize Rakana was out, Blake. Just snagged him. Nice job, Lawson. Get all of them. Eddie Rodriguez. Yo, yo, yo. Good evening, Jeff and the rest. What's up, man? So much goodness from Hasbro today. Man. Yeah, Road Pig John. Jeff, the fresh cut as usual. I mean, this fresh cut was overdue. I'm trying to, I try to sync up in between these holidays. So I am probably going to need to get another haircut before Christmas, but it was desperately needed. Howdy, Jeff and the FF crew. Thank you, Blake. Stickman. What's up, Jeff? What's up, Stickman? Road Pig John. Hello, Jeff. What's up, man? Watch Clark is Wilford Brimley's line and John Carpenter's The Thing. Thank you, Austin. Every so often, it's like, what is this reference? Thank you. I appreciate you guys for keeping me in line. Adrian Betts, what's up, man? Quite the day, indeed, my friends. So much great stuff. And it's just, I want it all. I'm like Pokemon. I got to get them all and probably eventually will because, geez, so much stuff. Mr. Cheeseburger, my man, I knew you got to be excited about today. I mean, just there's no complaints here in this land. We're just excited and happy about G.I. Joe. 9 figures for pre-order in one day. More, please. I know. I'm kind of feeling like that because it was like there was so much good stuff. But then what about this? What about that? What about him? What about her? It's wildness. It's madness. And it's funny because I'm looking at my G.I. Joes with the 3.75 25th anniversary Pursuit of Cobra figures that I need to reconfigure where they're going to go. I'm like, they've done a really large amount of them. There's still like a few series that could use a little bit more love. The original 13 era. I mean, we're just about done with the 83 crew. 84 is just about done. 85 just has 2 left to announce. The 86 and 87 crew need a lot of attention. We've gotten a lot of great quality figures as of late. As always, please tell me what you guys would nominate for your figures of the year for G.I. Joe, because it's so much stuff. Tover Supreme, Entertainment Earth has the 60th anniversary. It's mispriced at $24.99. Not sure if that's mispriced or just the price for them because Big Bad Toy Store also has it for $24.99. Savage Land, what's up, man? G.I. Joe killed it one last time. One more time. Love to see Lions BK. What's happening, LMF crew? What's up? Lawson got all the Joes on Hasbro Pulse and the 3 retros today. Nice. Ryan, yes, I did get the email. I have to phrase this properly. I did get the email about Giant Man's design choices that you can vote on for the package. There we go. I think everything's covered now. But yeah, I was really excited. I can't wait to see more of these drawings from John Tyler Christopher because the designs, the choices were really cool. It's like, geez, I want all 3. How can we make that a reality? So we'll figure that out. Adrian, not a stinker in the bunch. I feel like your opinion is everyone's opinion, man. There were so many good figures, and the way they execute on the Classified series is just so hard to go, yeah, well, it would have been good if not for this figure. I mean, we're so far from CoverGirl and Falcon in the rear view now, where every figure has just been a banger. It's like, geez, I think I'd put that on my figure of the list. Because I'm going through these guys and it's like, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do a top 10 and leave this character out. Maybe I'm going to have a 15-member honorable mention list for my top 10 Joes. 9 Joe drops a day had to be a new record. Lefty, I feel like that could have been. And I feel like there's a lot of us that got like, I'll take them all. Mr. Cheeseburger, only G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. Now that's the shirt that Hasbro Pulse should be selling for us. David Thanos beside the figures. I'm happy with the new retro carding and the new classified packaging. Yeah, I mean, we get to see the figures, get to make sure that we got a great paint job, which is something I think is going to be important for Scarlet for sure. Not as much for Duke. I mean, his colors are pretty simple and basic, so we shouldn't have an issue. And we already kind of know which way we're going to go with him with another Joe coming up. James, people at Toy Store had them mispriced, but I see they changed it now. I pre-ordered mine when they were $24.99. Hopefully they don't switch it up on you. Kidder says, when were there Toxo Vipers? Late 80s or 90s? I would assume right at 90, 91, 90, yeah, probably 90, 91. Cesspool was really cool. I liked his design, and the Toxo Vipers were a nice faction for him to lead. There's this interesting period in the comic books when Destro and Baroness and Zartan had all turned face, and Storm Shadow had long since been gone. Dr. Mindbender wasn't back from the grave yet and underneath the freighter, but Cobra Commander still needed some crew to run with him and help him plot strategies and all this stuff. So his team at that point in the comic books was Zorana, who was still like, I'm leading the Dreadnoughts. I'm doing my thing. I don't care what you did, big bro. And Slice and Dice, the 2 Ninja Cobras that I will take happily to my collection and add them on there. And then and only then will I bring Storm Shadow over to the Joes, because with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes with no ninja counterparts on Cobra, it's just not fair. And then Cesspool. So they were a very unique looking group, very unique foursome, and different in terms of who the hierarchy of Cobra was. I don't know why I have a soft spot for him. Maybe because I thought Zorana was really cool at that point in the comics. I mean, she's always cool, but she's really cool taking this leadership role. Cesspool was kind of like this corporate accountant, so he's really super greedy and taking shortcuts. And Slice and Dice are just awesome Cobras. The Looster 15, what's up? I pre-ordered Duke and Scarlet from Pulse. They look fantastic and will look even better if I can get a retro card of Snake Eyes. Hopefully. I mean, now he's one that you got to figure they just keep pumping him out in different rotations, maybe tweak the paint just a little bit. I don't think Hasbro cares or needs to care about the value. You know, they re-release a figure. But yeah, we got to get those out for everybody who still needs to get him, because he's very important. And then for me, I'm ready now for version 2 retro card Snake Eyes, because I need the super classic 1985. Maybe I don't need to see the mouth indentions from the mask, but I need a super retro version of version 2. We move from Commando to Ninja for Snake Eyes. And if you need to throw in another Timber, I'm not going to argue. Brian says, I got Temple of Doom Indian Short Round. Amazing sculpts, but the accessories could be better. Rubbery gun and unpainted whips. I feel like sometimes those rubbery guns are okay, just in the sense where it's easier to put them in without feeling like you're going to break the thumb or any part of the finger or warp it out too bad. But the unpainted whip seems like something they could have fixed. Thank you, Mr. Cheeseburger. Ozone, Flint, and Clean Sweep. Yeah, they Ozone, for whatever reason, was the one I remembered, and Clean Sweep just kind of faded. I knew there was a third guy. I'm pretty sure he was in the blue and yellow. Maybe not. I know Flint was in that light green and yellow. Lost it. I missed out on the His Tank HasLab, but I got the Retro Cobra Commander from a friend who bought 2 His Tanks. Nice. Have they already gotten their His Tanks yet? Because, you know, I'm getting my Giant Man, choose the packaging. I'm kind of like, all right, there's only so many days left in December. I know you guys can't see my dramatic turn to the calendar, but we're running out of days to get the His Tank in. And maybe that could be onto my top 10 list. I see some people are already starting to review it, so hopefully mine will be coming soon. Legacy Lions, Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth updated the prices for the G.I. Joe 60th anniversary figures back at $35 a piece. Foiled again. Toy Bounty Hunter, what's going on? Good evening. The Frogmen R6 Savage Land, and I love the fact that they're going, hey, let's do different portraits. I'm really loving that Hasbro is doing this, where it's like, listen, if you want to have a black soldier, here you go. If you want to have a white soldier, here you go. I love the fact that they're doing that, and maybe they could throw in like some accessory packs where they do alternate swappable face plates for other characters, other races you want to see in the mix with these two, that would be really great to see. So I really love the fact that they got a ton of accessories. So I don't know when I'm getting them, and I'm probably going to get them both at this rate. 80 says, I'm only looking forward to 2 Marvel Legend figures next year, Tombstone and Vision. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot more on my list. And then, of course, the figures that have yet to be revealed. And they still have a Marvel Legends HasLab, another Marvel Legends live stream. If I am carrying the one properly, I think we're going to get a live stream next week or so. Dan Yoon tweeted, not X, that they're going to have some Marvel Legends drop soon, and Entertainment Earth has also teased some more Marvel Legends coming. So maybe there'll be some more you can add to your list. Robert says, I'm more interested in the rumors about anniversary style figures at some point. Hope it happens. David says, my wallet took a hit today. Joe's, Mattel Creation, and those new bell-to-bell ringside collectible figures, which I will be talking about as well. Blake says, nice. Been wanting that OG Ricondo since the Tiger Strike came out. The 3.75-inch figure was the very first one I bought with my own money back in the day. Very nostalgic. There is something to that, Joe, that you've taken all your allowance money and you picked up. Now with Joe's, after the first few, I don't know if I needed to test them out to see if I liked them, but after I got my first batch with Scarlet, Snake Eyes, Flash, and Stalker, I just got Joe's in like 2 or 3s, or really was like, this is what I want for my birthday and Christmas. So I was asking for a bunch of them every time. Stickman, only pre-ordered Quick Kick, Duke, and Scarlet. Going to play the long game and get the others for cheap at the end of the year next year. I mean, I feel like that is probably going to happen, but I will say with the Classified Series line, it's probably the one that I don't feel burnt when I see them on sale for a lot cheaper. It's like, okay, whatever. I got to enjoy this figure all this time. And that's not going to be a way where the figures are collecting dust, waiting for me to go through, review them, and all that good stuff. I'm just going to make them the priority to open and put them on the shelf, pose them, not play with them. I'm an adult, so I don't play with my toys. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just really hyped up. So when I see them for sale, it's really great in the case of army builders. But for me, I'm really getting a lot of these when they're on sale from like a Target deal where it's like, great, buy 2, get 1 for, or you do the buy, you spend over 50, spend over 60, you get $10 back, etc. You know what I'm talking about. When I'm stacking my Target reward, my Target Red Circle membership where I can keep adding up, I'm like, great, we got $10 stashed away, time for a new figure. So that's how I do it. I don't necessarily worry about the Joes because my inner 40-something-year-old will not wait. Lost, yeah, always love the OG Ricondo's character and look is great. That whole third series had some really great designs, and I can't wait to get Mutt and Junkyard. Speaking of that line too, or that specific wave of Joes, and we're gonna have Night Force the Ripcord, and as soon as the new one comes out, maybe I'll swap them out with one of those heads from the 60th anniversary figures, because that's the one I really wanted. Kindred, the OG Joe team is almost complete. The original 13 or 14 is not almost complete. They still got a lot of work to do with them. They've got Flash, Short Fuse, Steeler, still need Grand Slam, Colonel Hawk. I mean, we got 5 strong right there. I feel like I may be missing somebody, but yeah, they still need to do a little bit more work on the originals. I feel like they're one that have a lot more to go. Lawson, I picked the Giant Man B cover. I liked it the best of the 3. I like how they showed off the rest of the Avengers. I think kind of like that one where they're all kind of to the side, and Giant Man, of course, is the tallest. And option C, where it's just Giant Man's head and Wasp flying around, which would have made a lot more sense if she was included, but whatever. We're getting her later on. Renegade Biker 24. Hey there, Jeff and chat. What's up, man? Hard to believe the Techno Viper sold out quick on Pulse. I mean, I feel like they never keep army builders in stock for any amount of time. I am surprised that of all of them, he was the first one to sell out, though. Lawson, I gave CoverGirl the short hair head from the new Black Widow. Same. I have 2 Black Widows, and one has a long and one has a short, so I had the spare head. Nice. Chamberlain says, I've been trying to take it easy on figures for myself. But this week, the last week of my Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff showed up. Nice. Let's see what all you got. Super 7, Hank, Hippo and Slash, West Coast Avengers, Thor and Destroyer, Eric and Presto, and an Owlbear. Nice. You made it all right. Oh, and I pre-ordered all the jokes. Do not blame you. Ryan says, original Toxo Vipers were in 1988. Wow. That's crazy. It's funny how your mind plays tricks on you. Thank you. Blaze says, the G.I. Joe Hasbro team, no doubt, had to make up revenue for a strong fourth quarter. Layoffs at my job last week, but I was safe. Man, layoffs suck. It's always that whole, am I going to be next? Where's this axe falling? My longest tenured job, there were like 7 years of layoffs. And I was like, geez, this is getting to be a bit much. So hopefully you won't have to worry about that for a while, my friend. Toy Bounty Hunter. First, Toxo Viper is part of the 88 wave with Astro Viper and Hydro Viper, and those look cool. Techno Viper's just so cool looking. I'm with you for sure, Lawson. Did anyone get the big boa Techno Viper from Pulse before it sold out? I don't know. Didn't see anybody did. Or like a whole lot of people. Excuse me. G-Brew, I went out to the smokers picnic table outside at work today and ordered Scarlet Duke and the Techno Viper, not during one of my breaks. I don't think anyone noticed, to be honest. Thank you. Toxo Viper 1 was 88. The inversion 2 with Echo Warriors is 92. Thanks. Wow. That's all putting it together for me. Thank you. Oh, it looks rad. He does. 80s. Toy Bounty Hunter. I set up 2 separate sets of pre-orders on Pulse and BFI Toy Store. We'll see who fills them first, who gets canceled. I mean, I feel like we know who's going to get canceled. That's going to be Hasbro Pulse because they're always the slowest. I did appreciate in the live stream, Emily was like, well, don't worry because we only charge you when it ships. So always nice to know that you can rely on them for that. Lawson, I'm ready for Retro version 2. Snake Eyes, I got the version 1, so I'm waiting on V2. Yes, sir. Yeah, we do. Give us a Retro Ninja Snake Eyes. Yes. Savage Land didn't care too much for Big Boa. They turned him into a rock star. Oh, yeah. Maybe he's the heavy, like Big Dom for Cold Slither. There you go. Jeebers, Zorana is the figure that got me back into collecting classified. She has just an awesome look. Classic punk style. Spoke to my inner punker. James says, do you guys pre-order everything, G.I. Joe? I usually do for army builders and exclusives, but I've started to make sure I secure them and drop pre-orders as I find them in the wild. Yeah, I guess you really could do that with the non-army builders and not even worry about it because it's really easy once they start showing up on the shelves at Target. I don't venture into Walmart too often anymore because what's the point? But yeah, I mean, I kind of like that thrill of finding them in the stores. I don't pre-order too often unless it's something I need to have and don't want to do any fuss or any challenge of finding it before everybody else in my area tracks me down. Ren Rocks 80s Rants Real Talk. What up, though? Oh, what a day for Joe fans. I ordered everything, including 3 infantry and 2 frogmen and Techno Vipers. That is a nice haul. Roberts, I found R2-D2 at Walmart and can officially close the book on Black Series. That's it. You're done? Oh, man. That is wild. Renegade Biker 24 says, don't forget about Entertainment Earth Toy Bounty Hunter because I don't think Big Bad Toy Store is good at shipping as much as Hasbro Pulse. Have those Joe Frogman figures dropped? They did. It was a lot of stuff to pick up today. Agent, I've ordered 6 of the 9 from GameStop today. They all ship April 10th. I couldn't take that big a hit at once, so I left Wakanda and the Army Builders behind for now. Yeah, I feel like Wakanda's the one that's going to be like, sorry, guy, we got to get, there's some priorities there. You're going to be you're the next shipment of Joe's coming. The big surprise for me was Airborne. The figure is sick. Had to order pronto. I was so looking forward to Airborne, and that figure did not disappoint. Henry G, what's up, Jeff? What's up, man? How are you? Robert says the MMS is an obvious repaint for the SMS, and Colonel Hawk is the obvious choice there. I can only hope. I got to have my man, Colonel Hawk, in the mix in blonde hair, crew cut. They want to be fancy. He can get the swappable hair piece where I can do blonde or brunette. I was kind of thinking and hoping they would do that with this one, but I really love the hair sculpt for General Hawk. I think they did a nice job with it. Kendrick, has anyone gotten the Trouble Bubble Python one? I've seen it. I haven't picked it up. There's so much stuff right now that I haven't gotten any of the new Python Patrol figures. I don't know if I need Copperhead. I keep seeing the figure and it's like, man, it does look kind of cool, doesn't he? But I haven't gone and gotten the Officer and, geez, what's the other one? Is it just, yeah. I haven't gotten any of the new Python Patrols. And I'm still looking at Viper because I feel like I got to get her soon here. Lost, man, Hasbro's drained my bank account big time today. Big Red, what's up? Mr. Jeffrey, thank you for the heads up on that Entertainment Earth $24.99 deal on the 60th Infantry and Recon Diver. I went back and canceled on Pulse. Well, don't just thank me. That was Lefty 2 Lions BK dropping the information for me. You guys see any better sales than the ones I posted? Please feel free to let me know because I don't have this. If I didn't post it, I will share it. Let me know. That way everybody can get the best deals so we can all score really good deals on figures. Speaking of Lefty 2 Lions BK, I managed to snag one Techno Viper and Big Boa off of Hasbro Pulse. Nice. Well, Austin says, I'm going to have to do some commissions to pay for all these Joes. Yeah. David says they should throw out all the Dreadnoughts in what stream? Can't wait to see Torch. Me neither. Yeah, because, I mean, it's weird that we got Buzzer and Ripper and we have to wait now. I haven't even seen a full, hey, here's the proto pictures of Torch. It's wild that we've got to wait. Northern Nomad, what's up? Just got Marvel Legends Deluxe Blob, West Coast Avengers 5-pack, and Drax and Moon Dragon 2-pack. Which one's your favorite? Because I feel like that's a really strong set of figures you just got. More Dreadnoughts. We can't ever have enough Dreadnoughts being a fine figure. I'm with you. Mr. Cheeseburger says, 20 years of Marvel Legends. The fandom has really lost interest in the line. Very few fans like Marvel Legends. They're over it, and Black Series is not far behind in fan interest. I mean, maybe, but I feel like both of them just need to release stronger figures and that interest will be right back and people will be like, yes, I'm loving this line all over again. But when they continue to make really questionable choices in terms of characters, character execution, then you lead a little bit of collector/fan apathy. I'm loving what the Black Series is doing with army builders as 2-packs. That's great news for me because that's a really great way for me to stock up an army. And getting more Clone Wars love in the mix, also loving that. So I think the Black Series is on the right path, and I'm really curious to see what Hasbro does with this next live stream. Was Buzzer delayed? No, not for me. Speaking of, let me show you guys what I picked up this week or got in the mail. So I've been singing the praises of Ross. Finally got this Grogu and Pram that I had absolutely zero interest. Hopefully you can see what that original price was. Comparable value, $16. No, $5, $6 for the Pram and Grogu sitting in there. His original accessory rollout, his necklace. Yeah, I paid $6 for this guy. There was just no way this figure is worth $24. It's crazy. Madness, anarchy, all that good stuff erupted. Then in the rest of my Ross findings, I got the In Space Blue Ranger for $7.99. I don't even know. I watched the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I haven't been watching all these other ones, but I'm slowly building like this army of cool Power Rangers, and Ross is really helping me out with that because I love this little guy sled he's got, and you look cool. Sometimes that's all it takes. And for anyone who was not watching the other video I did, I got Fiona with her Crocmaster sidekick, and Fiona was a really great deal because I was able to get her for $11.99. So awesome. I know Rosses are getting hit up hard. I forgot to write down said it, but apparently Ross is like, y'all need to calm this down. Y'all are going to take everything out of our stores. They put a cap on figures at $2 each. So that's good news because it's, when they're selling these figures for really cheap, you don't want to see somebody who's just going to come to clean the store out and then sell it for like, oh, here's a deal on Crocmaster. You can get them for $25. I was on this forum and this guy was trying to sell Crocmasters for $30. And it's like, come on, man. everybody knows you got them for 12 bucks. And then people were trying to like, no, it's legit. I'm like, there's no way that's legit. So terrible. And I'm glad to see that Ross is stopping people from just going out and taking a handful of these figures that people have wanted and are getting them for way cheaper just to sell them for an exorbitant amount of money. Then also my order from Target, my spend 50, get $10 back purchases came. So I got Agent Helix, and she's got Shockwave's background with the SWAT in the back. I still don't quite understand how that happened. I mean, it's a render, so you should be able to plug that in and just swap the background out. But I guess it was too far along. And Buzzer. So I've got 2 of the original 3 Dreadnoks. That's great. Now Hasbro needs to start cranking out some bikes for Zartan and all the Dreadnoks. If they do an official Dreadnought bike, I can see those selling very well. And with this Classified Series team, I can almost see them doing some options where you can customize it a little bit, maybe do a different windshield, different pedals, all that stuff. I mean, you could kit it out and do some cool stuff where, all right, now I've fitted it out so it's more of a Zartan bike. Maybe put a little hologram cameras on the side so you can get that whole thing. I don't know. I would love to see them do something like that, because why shouldn't Hasbro, specifically the Classified Series, get all that love for something that would, I feel like a lot of people are buying motorcycles just for their Dreadnoks, and why shouldn't the Joe Classified Series team get in on that action? Blake says, I can't be done with Black Series till Lobot, Death Star Droid, Hammerhead, Red and Blue Snaggletooth, Slave Leia, Cantina Spaceman, and maybe the Tanika sisters. You still got a few left. Ren Rocks 80s Rants and Real Talk says, I hope to God Gridiron Studios does a working parachute kit for Airborne. That would be awesome, and I would love to see that. Have heard about the 2-pack with Snake Eyes and Wolf? Yeah, Amazon has it right now for $22.99, so you can get it super cheap. Lawson, I'm having the hardest time keeping up with all the figures coming out. Too many things. Yeah. Savage Land, Airborne is tough. Lenny was right with the Grunt vibes. Grunt, the #1 Joe of 2023. Grunt 2023. Grunt was a fun figure, especially now that I fixed his gun. Excuse me. Toy Bounty Hunter, my Python Patrol order from Target came last week. Copperhead, 2 Officers Troopers, and 2 Flight Pods with Televipers. That's fun stuff, man. It's like there's so many cool ways you can display your Joe team. And for me, hating on the idea of buying Classified Series Python Patrol, I'm really excited to get those new additions to my collection. Lawson says, McFarlane stuff tomorrow. What's coming out? I don't know. There's always more stuff than what I've got. Let's pull these up. I feel like I've been rambling on in my excitement. Let's time to look at some pictures. Some really great, awesome pictures. All right, so we know Collect G.I. Joe and Retro Card Back. It's back. No more funny business. So let's start off with the Retro series. And with this figure, oh man, how great does this Scarlet figure look? I mean, I saw this. I was watching on the live streams, like, this is cool. This is really great. But man, seeing Scarlet like this, it's just like, wow, you guys 100% nailed this figure on every important way. You're an old school collector. You can do this original toy look with no long hair. You get the short haired look for Scarlet. Then you can attach these ponytails. You've got the default one. Then you've got the action one. If you want to throw that backpack on her, and the swinging ponytail can maneuver all over, so you can do all kinds of cool poses with her. I love that. That's such cool extra attention to detail. I love the fact that, unlike, say, Star Wars Black Series, we're not getting charged a premium pricing for the retro card backs. It's not $27.99, just $24.99. Nothing different here. We've got this side quiver for her bolts. That's a good way to go with that. Swappable fist. That's good to see. Her knife. I'm trying to remember where the knife goes. Anyway, we got the pistol. That goes in the holster. Her backpack. That looks really nice. We've got the M16 for her. We've got the Joe laser gun from the cartoon. And we've got her, let's pull this out here so we can see this in finer detail. We've got her crossbow, and you can actually load the bolts on here. I feel like that's something that's been missing so often with figures that have bow and arrows and have any kind of situation like that, where it's like, no, we don't want you to shoot your eye out, kid. Ho, ho, ho. But I love the fact that they actually did some different bolts for these two, so we can get that full cartoon thing. Like, all right, that's got his thermal arrow. That's really cool. So we can do all that. And just this figure is awesome. And she looks so cool. And then we got the burst pictures. I love the fact that they did that. And Scarlett's head sculpt is outstanding. And I love that they even included the pistol. I'm sure it was Lenny who mentioned that they're going to make sure to go as hardcore accurate as possible with these retro style figures. And Emily was like, make sure you say that's the retro figures. But this is so exciting. It's like, oh man, now we're getting into business here. I said, about the fact that she had a little pistol on the side of her wrist. And it's like, that's really cool. And she can throw that into action if she needs to. In case Cobra's getting further out of line, bam, here's my short gun, taking you suckers out. This is a fully geared up Scarlett. Got the throwing stars on the side. I would love if they were able to make one come off. That'd have been really cool. But man, this head sculpt is just amazing. I love she looks determined. She looks like she is ready to kick some serious Cobra tail and then go hang out on the ferry with Snake Eyes. So love it. Not Duke, Snake Eyes. And here's her with the M16. That's good. Great weapon to just throw in there for anybody. Again, this head sculpt, man. I'm just like, wow. Outstanding work. I need to see a retro style version of Lady J again, even though Walmart is selling the one right now for $5. But geez. Awesome figure, and if there was a favorite for figure of the year for 2024, it's her. She's like the number one choice for her. She's gonna win. And don't know why I still have this scrap iron one. There we go. Here's Duke, and Duke also looks awesome as well. And I mean, they made a point to show off this helmet. And yeah, so we got Steeler covered, we got Colonel Hawk covered. I guess we don't really have Steeler covered, but we got Short Fuse, we've got Flash covered, we've got Grand Slam covered, and Colonel Hawk. So there's 4 Joes that will be using this helmet, no doubt. And this head sculpt is another winner, and just this looks like Steely determined leader or co-leader of the Joes. Well, I guess he's second. Then we get Flint, and then finally there's Beachhead. The binoculars swinging off, really great to see. I mean, this figure, awesome work they did here. Again, throwing in that laser gun from the cartoon, keeping that in rotation. Got the knife. It's all nicely colored as well. Great detail. Gold little tip here. We've got the gripped handles. And then we got the nice silver. So that's great. 3 paint apps on just the knife itself. Binoculars. And then we've got the American flag for everybody who is worried. He's got it with this one. Got his little insignia or his medal here. And the 2-tone shirt. We got the green undershirt here with the popped up collar. This is Duke, man. It's just awesome to see this figure in his full classic glory. I really like that first one that came in the very first wave, but geez, you can't beat this figure. So great looking. And here's him with the bomb burst, and that's just awesome too. Hopefully we don't have a problem with the sheath here falling down his ankle and shin too often, so it's just hanging down at the very bottom of his boot tip. But that's probably my only worry and concern. But geez, another great figure. Here's him in action, because he is a man of action, as you all know, and he looks great. And as great as this figure looks, I'm like, yeah, now I need an equally great version of my man Flint, because wow, this figure is awesome. And if this is what we're getting on the retro front, hopefully they have so many more coming, and they made a super point to say, yeah, they're not going to be exclusive to Walmart anymore. We're going to put them where people can actually buy them. And in fairness, I've seen all the Classified Series retro figures at Walmart, but they're a little bit slow in rolling them out. Here's our last one, Rakondo, and man, he looks great too. He looks like he is ready for the safari, man. And I love this head sculpt, and this is not something we haven't seen. This is the repaint, in essence, of the Tiger Force. But I love that you can actually hit the pose from the original card back. That's awesome. I love his gun, just the random wraps along the tops on it. Well, just all over. It's great. And such a nice looking weapon for him. He's got the rolled up sleeping bag, book bag, or book bag. That's what it is. We got the straps there, shorter sleeves, so maybe they can use that one for Flint. I love how his camouflage turned out on the boot, on the pants, and then his boots also have a unique look to them as well. He's got his machete. He's ready to cut through the bush. Got a little pocket watch here so he can see what else is going on, or is that just a compass so he can figure out which direction he's heading in. And his head sculpt is just too awesome. It's just, what a really great figure this one is. I mean, I feel like, yeah, he's not getting as much love as some of the others, maybe because he's just a repaint, but they really knocked out Rakondo, and he should take a bow because he's an awesome looking figure. Before I go into the rest, see what some of y'all are saying, because I went on for a second, but let's see. 80 says, I'm not done with the Black Series until I get Phase 1 Rex, Season 3 Anakin, and Savage Oppressed. So you're almost done too. G-Brew, really wish I'd pre-ordered the SH Monster Arts Godzilla figure from the new flick, Godzilla -1. I didn't know if I'd care about it before I saw the movie. FOMO is strong after seeing it. So you're a big fan of Godzilla -1. Nice. Mr. Cheeseburger says, if you were in charge of Marvel Legends and Black Series, how would you restore fan interest? Me personally, I would decrease wave size and limit the line to 40 to 60 figures per year or hiatus. Listen, I mean, I don't think it's that complicated for either one of these lines. My number one thing that I would do is make more figures that collectors want and not be so like, well, no, we're going to do this figure because we got to push this. I mean, we see how focused they can be with the TV series and how fast they get a pretty comprehensive collection of those figures, those characters from the show. I want that same kind of attention with the main essential characters from movies. I mean, I say this so often when I'm talking about classified series, the Black Series. Why do we not have a Palpatine from Revenge of the Sith, Chancellor Palpatine from Attack of the Clones? Like, how is that character not made into the line yet? That's bizarre and weird and really random. There's some really major characters that we haven't seen, and if anything, it should be, all right, here's the third version of Palpatine, not, hey, when are we getting a Black Series Palpatine again? So it's just stuff like that. For Marvel Legends, it'd be the same thing. And also, I would finish up teams, stop starting and then never getting back to them. Box sets are a great way to complete team rosters or fill out some teams faster. I would do more of those like we saw with the West Coast Avengers pack. Do that with the New Warriors. I mean, we got it with Alpha Flight, so that was really good to get most of them knocked out. But there are just a handful of Alpha Flight members still needed now. Get them done. So those are the two things that I would do for both of those lines. Power Turtle Buster figure reviews. What up? I'll wait for Joe's to hit $5 each. Maybe not. Let's do the line. It says, Jeff, always come through with the hot deals, intel. It's only right to pay it forward when good info comes my way. If one wins, we all can win. Absolutely. TJ was a great red Blue Ranger. Thank you, 80s kid. I mean, and I love the fact that they have some, and it's like, ooh, I'll buy these, because when GameStop was clearancing them out for like $12, I was kind of tempted, but I was like, I don't know about these figures. I love the look, but I don't have that attachment to that I should when there's other figures that I know and they're also on clearance. So I'm glad to see them at Ross and Ollie's. Great way for me to stock up my my Ranger universe. David, I saw the R2D2 at Walmart for $25. I wanted to get it, but it pains me to pay that much for a figure that size. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it for the Ewoks. I was like, no, there's no chance. And now Hasbro Pulse has at least Wicked for $17. I still feel like that's a little bit too much, but that's a price that I can pay a lot easier than $25. Kidron, this past month I got the Hawkeye Sky Cycle. My problem was the flying stand sucks. I also have a Hawkeye TV show. I've been reading a lot of people don't like the flying stand, but I mean, I'm not trying to do but so much with it. So for me, it was fine. I'm sorry yours sucks though. G-Bro, dropped that Marvel Legend wave rate down to 4 to 6 a year. No more than 4 deluxe figures, max of 2 multi-packs, more accessories, and listen to the fans. Lost it. Laughing out loud. I just checked my email. Your order for Buzzer is shipped. Nice. So you just had to talk it up. David, I got the Hawk Buzz and Ripper part of the 15 off 75. Exactly. That is the way to go. Matthew, hello. Got my his tanks in today. They're awesome. Oh, I am officially jealous of you, my friend. How many did you get? Did you get 2 or did you get 3? There was 5 the max on those. David, it was strange they took that special off the Joes yesterday and they put it back today. Oh, sneaky. Tom Finn, 2018, what's up? Yes, less Marvel Legends releases, allocate the budget more evenly across figures, and give the people what they want. I feel like that should just be the norm. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't feel like most of the collectors are going, no, I need this rare version of Spider-Man from issue 400. It's just, we want basic stuff, and I don't think it should be that hard, or as hard as they make it sometimes. Renegade Biker 24, Buzzer, Soundwave, Thunder Machine, that Transformers Joe hybrid, and hopefully Shockwave and HasLab Death Stars are on the way. Nice. Do you have any of the Nightfall Batman and Hush Batman? I do. The Nightfall Batman is literally just out of range here. Great figure, really love him. Now my Mayfex that's the avenue I'm getting the Hush figures. So got Batman, Nightwing, Hush, Catwoman. Love that figure. Can't praise that one enough. Is that it? I feel like I have more, but those are the ones that are coming immediately to mind. I have the Azrael, and that's really cool. So I'm looking forward to getting Bane and Batman, of course, to add to those ranks. But yeah, I've got a bunch of those. I'm pretty happy with them. Green Man, what's up, Jeff? They look great. Already PO'd Scarlet. Yeah, I mean, whew, great stuff, right? H. Roth Gars. Sorry for butchering your name. As a Sunbow fan, first and foremost, I'm selling all 4 of my his figures. Will I break even on MSRP? My prediction is yes. You're really going to make some money, I would assume. Ryan, aside from Snake Eyes, Duke, and Scarlet, are the iconic Joes. These retro versions look like the definitive figures for these characters. That might put them in contention for figures of the year. Yeah, overall, not just Joe. I'm with you. Lawson, now they give us all that with Scarlet, but Tarantula doesn't even get extra hands? Come on. David, I wonder how many people got that ho 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 reference. Gold star for you for getting it. Sometimes I throw them in there just to see who can catch it first. Blake says Marvel Legends higher leaning than Moonlight for Marvel. No. I want him and all his love for G.I. Joe to stick solely with G.I. Joe. Robert says Scarlet is awesome. That's what Classified should have started with, that design. You know, they probably would have been just fine, but I didn't hate those original designs. I felt like they were trying something different. But again, they listened to their customers, their fan base, who said, yeah, we don't want that. Turns out we really just want our original G.I. Joes in this really detailed our original retro 3.75-inch figures turned into 6-inch figures. And they're doing that. And now we're like, oh, G.I. Joe is G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is the best. And I mean, it was something that simple. They listened, we responded, bought all the figures. Some folks are pre-ordering 9 figures today just for them going, nah, we don't need to throw a quick kick in some wild new outfit. We should make them how the original figure was. And maybe add in a few more gimmicks. I feel like that's all we needed sometimes. Jibru, I did not even notice that you could put the bolts on the crossbow. Oh, yeah. That's going to be rad. That's great attention to detail. That head sculpt is god tier for a $25 figure. I'm with you. Robert says, well, Duke is kind of Duke, so okay. Love that Duke has a classic comic book helmet. Yeah, Lawson, it is solid. Blake says, G.I. Joe really listen to fans. Course corrected. They like money. Marvel, not so much. It feels like it should be that simple. Because it's like, oh, you guys will do what we ask for? We'll pay you the money. And Marvel Legends team was like, well, I don't quite understand what's happening here. Lawson, remember when Classified started? Snake Eyes Katana didn't even get silver color on the blade. Things have changed. Things done changed on this side. Doc Avenger. How can anyone answer a question? Is it easy to remove the lower legs on Joe's? I want to put booted feet or slippered feet on Quick Kick. It looks great. I just feel like it's impractical to not wear shoes. Now that's Conrad Hauser. Yeah, Ren. I mean that is what Duke should look like, and they nailed that look so well. Lawson says, also want to mention Flint's head would make a great C. Rogers cap head. It could. David, can't wait to put Scarlet Black. Put Scarlet and Black Widow in the showdown. That would be a fight that went on and on. Mr. Roper, Jabbery! I finally caught another live stream. Those figs are all beauties. I'm glad you knocked on my door. That is awesome to have you here. See, you got that reference. Tom Finn, Marvel Legends used to listen to the fans. They were crossing names off our most wanted list faster than we could revise them. That is very true. For some reason, that all changed with the pandemic. Not sure why. I don't know. You would think if nothing else, they would be trying to do more of that to keep people and their money focused on Marvel Legends. Toy Bounty Hunter. Which classified figures do you think they still might make it to us before the end of the year? I'm waiting on Shockwave. I didn't think the 788 team, Nunchuck, Shadow Tracker, Wolf Spider, and Night Force Tunnel Rat might make it. Yeah, I could see all of those choices being the ones who might pop up at Walmart or Target that very last week of December. Maybe some of us will get street dated, and some of us will be like, look what I got. So we'll see. I'm very curious about that. G-Brew, I've never seen the retro Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow at any Walmart because Ohio Walmart suck. Got my retro Snake Eyes in a mystery box from Nerdzoic. Well, you won out pretty well with that. Let's go Airborne! Recondo is a rock star. He's great. That mustache alone. Scarlet is insane too. I agree. Robert says if we are like Recondo, Tiger Force a bit better than his original deco. But past that, Tiger Force doesn't interest me. Ren says Godzilla Minus One was the best movie I've seen this year easily. Wow, that's good. I've seen Godzilla Minus One twice now. One of the best flicks in the series. Toho brought their A game on this one. Well, that is great to know. Doc Bender, isn't his name Nemesis Enforcer, not Nemesis Immortal? Yes. So it turns out that apparently they lost whatever license they had for the copyright for Nemesis Enforcer, because way back, even as recently, when they were doing those 2-packs of the old 3.75 figures, they renamed him Nemesis. Let's see. Sorry, I had to pull this up while I was trying to talk at the same time, so that was helpful. You know, I was trying to find a package to show you, but the good friends over at General Joe's didn't have a picture. Let's try this. Riveting podcasting. All right, here we go. Actually, let's go with this. Since it's available and you can still get it right now, if you so choose, from Amazon. That's kind of funny. So if you wanted, you could actually get this. So there you go. Nemesis Immortal. I don't know why his name changed. I can only assume that because of some licensed copyright deal. They had to change it, but that's Nemesis Enforcer. And I never got this Lieutenant Falcon. I thought he was a terrible figure. Hated that head sculpt. And my, how things have changed, right? Jamlin, Jeff, like you, I actually like the first classified Duke. I only had Tiger Force Duke as a kid, so I was more excited for that one. So how many of those did you get? Or did you just get one and not worry with it? But after seeing this retro Duke, man, it is undeniable. That figure is the epitome of the real American hero, highly trained Special Mission Force. Codename G.I. Joe. Ryan's, I would do a lot more holiday-themed Black Series figures. Christmas and Halloween is just scratching the surface. Who doesn't want St. Patrick's Day Stormtroopers and Valentine's Jobs? They would literally steal your heart. Uncarded Reviews. What's up, man? Let's bring the fire. Jamlin says, 70 watching, less than half. Hit the like. If you're enjoying the show, let the man know. I mean, comments are letting me know you guys are watching, active and engaged. So, you know, you can thumbs up and all that great stuff, but y'all hanging out is more than enough for me. Thank you. They can't call him Nemesis Enforcer anymore because of trademark copyright reasons. Not sure beyond that. I can tell you the second I open him up, and even in the review, I'm going to say Nemesis Enforcer one time, and then he's going to be back to, or Nemesis Immortal. And then I'm going to go back to calling him the Nemesis Enforcer. No problem. Very curious to see what Pythona was going to look like. Power Turtle Buster figure reviews. Pointless going to Ross and whatever those other stores are. They're long gone. I'm in a scalper area. That is terrible. It just makes it not as much fun. Tom Finn says, for those who bet the under on tonight's game, you lost your toy money for the week. The score is 7-3 New England. How did they stumble into the end zone? Marvel Legends should finish teams within at least 4 series. David, I mean, how about at least within 4 years? I mean, it feels like there's some that they started way back in 2015 that they haven't finished. So they need to get to work on that. Lawson says, Dear Marvel Legends, give us characters from the 60s, 70s, and 80s that you've never done yet. Yours truly. I'd be watching you. The Tattoo Lion says, smash that like button. G-Brew wants to know, like, how we still don't have an updated classic 80s Cyclops and Excalibur Rachel, Wolfsbane, Pharaoh, Common Cake Bishop from Fraction Era. Mr. Cheeseburger wants to know, there are over 80,000 Marvel characters, and like 50,000 of them have been introduced in the last 5 years and aren't sticking. And over 46 teams. How do you prioritize the teams in their release? Does the casual collector really want to complete teams? I would think so. I mean, let's say it this way. The casual collector is happy with what they've already put out. So they're not here anymore. They're not buying more Marvel Legends. What's left are the people who are really invested in the line and who've been Marvel fans for decades. And I think what they're missing in their scattershot approach is you can still, I mean, you said 46 teams. If you completed 6 or 10, you still have a lot more teams to still complete. So just focus on a set of teams. Like, all right, we're going to knock out 5 teams over 2 years. You took that approach, it'd be so much easier, so much better. But instead, their teams they started and they're left in limbo. Like the New Mutants, we have Moonstar, we got Karma, we got Wolfsbane, and we've got Warlock, but nobody else. And I don't know why they can't just do a box set, finish up the squad. And look how long it took us to get a Landra. Yeah. Tom Finn says, you finish the teams you already started, then you start new ones. Omega, did I hear about the first appearance? Star-Lord. Yep, I did that on yesterday's video. So yeah, I went through him and all those Marvel Legends sales and the JoJo Classified Series figures. So check that one out. It's pretty fun. Lawson, Mr. Furley versus Mr. Roper in a celebrity death match. Yes. H. Rothgars. I think maybe that's what I should say. I got Crocmaster, Fiona, and Tiger Force Outback tonight in Chicago. Passed on Slaughters, Marauders, Barbecue. That colorway is not great. You know, it's funny because I think they would probably sell more of that figure if they were to make more of the Marauders and start getting them in rotation, because he's already at clearance stores like Ross. So chances aren't great that people who will get, the Marauders, Low Light, Spirit, they're like, hey, I want to get Barbecue now, and they're gonna have a hard time finding him. Who else is in the Marauders group? I'm trying to remember Operation Dragonfire's lineup. No, Rock and Roll was in it. Low Light, Spirit, Footloose, Barbecue. I'm blanking on the rest of them. That caterpillar on Ricondo's lip. Northern Nomad, it is doing its thing. It's a slow crawl. Ricondo's Flavor Saver is the best. David says, I hope the next retro rave is Cobra figures. Give me Cobra Commander, Major Blood, and Army Builder. Yeah, I'm kind of at the thought now where it's like, I really like the original Class 5 Major Blood, but I would not be upset getting a retro version of him too. Looks like the plan for 2024 is mainline waves of 4 instead of 5, and retro waves of 3 instead of 2. Same number of figures, different packages. Still use some more. But thanks for the heads up, Ryan. I'm glad I waited for Retro Duke. Did you pre-order them? Okay, you only got the one Tiger Force 2. Yeah, Nemesis and Doc are the two most wanted now that they put. Now all the ones they put up are bangs. Bangers, thank you. All right, so let's go into the rest of them because I've been talking a minute now. We haven't even gotten to the rest of these amazing Joes, so let's do it. There we go. All right, Airborne. Airborne is awesome. When they said we got a Dragonfly Wild Bill coming, I feel like a lot of us were like, great, where's Airborne? And here is Airborne. And man, they did this guy so much justice with this figure. He looks great. I love this head sculpt. It is just awesome. They really did an outstanding job. And it's like, yo, we made sure that his skin tone is darker to make sure we're reflecting his Navajo roots. And I love that. We've got the cover goggles, and that's a nice touch. The helmet looks really good. It looks like he is all set to jump out the Dragonfly. And yeah, I'm loving this figure. His submachine gun, all the details. Hopefully this vest is not too restrictive in terms of his articulation. And yeah, they got the little cuffs. This is basically another retro figure. It's kind of funny because it's like they're releasing the retro designs, and there's characters like Flint and Beachhead that really need it, and now they're just going retro with the original releases of characters like Airborne, Barbecue, Bazooka, and Rakondo, and it's great. I love these straps here we got on here, the little harness, the knee pads, everything with Airborne just looks awesome. I am so happy with how he turned out. He's got a great amount of accessories too. We've got the regular goggles, the covered goggles. You can put them on top of the helmet. And he's also got the night vision rig that they've been using with other characters like Tunnel Rat. Take another look at this head sculpt. Awesome work. You got the knife sheath here, got the grenade. I just love the fact that if you take your old original versions of these characters and compare them to the classified series figures now, it's just like, yeah, you've even got that part. And to me, that's the most exciting element of these figures, where it's like, oh, wow, they even threw that part in. I thought these photo shoots from Shooting the Galaxy, Matt, were wild because it's like Fight Club, and I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm just imagining this is a cartoon episode where the Joes have gone into the Cobra Thunderdome, and Quick Kick is loving it. Airborne drops in the last minute to try to save the day and help him out, and finds that Quick Kick does not need help because he is happy to take the stool to Big Boa. And Airborne's just keeping all the Cobras in line. Like, no. You sit back here. My guy's about to smash Big Boa's head in with this wooden stool. So it's wild. It's anarchy at the Cobra Terradrome. And that's the Joes walking out. Mission complete. We're done here. Let's call it a night. So yeah, Airborne, awesome figure. Great work on him. And very, very happy with how he turned out. And then Quick Kick. Frozen Fudgies, what a treat, just like this Quick Kick figure. And gosh, he's so awesome. They even added in a little extra detail. And I thought this pattern here was going to go throughout the rest of the figure's leg, but it's not. It's just here at the hip and then right down to this little area here. And I love that. Not changing up the design too much. And you can't do a Quick Kick picture without this. And the fact that he can go full on sidekick, leaping sidekick that Jean-Claude Van Damme would be really thrilled with is incredible. And just wow, this is awesome. And got a little sweat on it because he's been working in this tunnel and this Cobra asylum for a minute now, and he has been putting on the sweat much more than he was when he was out in the Arctic helping Alpine and Bazooka. And I love that we see this here. He can store all of his gear, which is always important and great, except for the swappable hands, but whatever. He only had one katana or only one sword with his original figure, so they gave him another just because, why not? I love that. That's a great idea. And his nunchucks actually fit in the loops of his belt here. That's a nice little extra detail. And that's really cool because it's like, it's nice to store everything on your figure. And that's a really sharp way to do that with him. And just love this whole deal. I mean, Quick Kick was definitely a figure I had on my list of characters that I needed to see sooner than later, and they really delivered. And my man could hit some serious kicks. Like, I mean, of course, he's got to hit them quick, but look at that. He can do this straight up side kick, side thrust kick, and it's just Techno Vipers flying all around because they can't hang with Quick Kick. And he's got the sword out. He's ready for action here. And he's really going to benefit well from that butterfly shoulder joint. He is going to throw it down, big man, throw it down. So loving how Quick Kick turned out. And I'm sorry, not sorry for all my enthusiasm with this guy, but I was really hoping they'd do a great job with him, and they did. Victory is yours, Quick Kick. Love this stance. He is focused, ready. Maybe he can take on Storm Shadow this time and fare a little better than when he invaded the pit. And then I got to get back to this picture. Job well done. Now it's time to hawk some frozen fudgies, baby. And love that. I mean, it is just, I almost wish they'd included another one with a piece out of the frozen fudgy. And I'm going to make sure the bazooka has them in hand real soon once he arrives. But Quick Kick turned out awesome, and I'm so happy about that. And they just really knocked him out. Next up, Big Boa, and I love this helmet. He looks wild and crazy, like he is ready to go. Bring the pain to the Joes. You can see he's got a little thicker legs than some of the others. Got those great design on his boots. So he kind of has that look of a Viper, but just a super one who advanced up the ranks and is now training them. He's got his cross protector here. He's got his Cobra license, official branded Cobra boxing gloves. I mean, if he's going to be in UFC, MMA, he's got to have official Cobra licensing. I love the look of this harness. Got all the spikes here. He is ready for it. The helmet has great detail too. He just looks crazy. And I love that Cobra just starts having so many characters like that with this set of figures, this wave. And with him, Crocmaster, Raptor, Crystal Ball, we're getting some really colorful and really great design Cobras who just look crazy and menacing. And here's Quick Kick doing a little block. He's about to kick him. Watch those spikes here, though, Quick Kick, because, man, that wouldn't be great. Get your foot stuck with that. Here's my favorite picture of Big Boa, though. He's ready. He's ready to take on Tyson, anybody in your collection, boxing style, Mr. T. He's ready for it. So bring on Big Boa, another really great figure. Then the sold out Techno Viper and still gone. And I love the purple. And they showed off a little pink accent version. That was accident. They made sure to go like, this is not going to be for sale. But I'm kind of thinking that looked kind of interesting and cool. So maybe we'll see that. But really good work there with him. Techno Viper's got all his gear on the back. He's loving the crowd attention too. He's happy. He's excited. He's not a regular combatant here. About to get the drop on Quick Kick, who is chilling, or is he fighting off somebody else? I noticed with this set of figures, there weren't a lot of the Easter eggs that we saw before. You can see here on the side, Airborne is about to enter the cage because he's like, you're not going to get my boy. So, yeah. But this Cobra Arena setup is really fun. Get the readout here. I love the fact that they threw that in. That is really neat and really cool. So, yeah. And then we got this set up. A little blood here. This arena is seeing some damage. Cobras and Joes have been doing it. So right now he's sold out, but as always, our friends over at Entertainment Earth still have them in stock, so you can get them there. So let's see what else you guys have been saying. G-Brew. Oh, if any of you are still looking for those Jadis Chun-Li, I've been seeing multiples in the targets in my area. Check your targets. That's good to know. Henry G. 14-3. Go Pats. Henry G., if you're a Patriots fan in the year 2023, I salute you, my friend, because there have been a lot of Patriots fans who've gone real quiet over the last 3 years. I'm glad to see you're still repping them. Lawson, still waiting for a yellow Mandarin to go with that Hulk 20th Mandroid head. And that I literally am using that for my shield one because I had every other part of that figure except for the head. So really happy to finally get that so I can have a complete figure now. Excuse me. There we go. Excuse me. James says, do y'all think the Marvel Legends team is taking notes from the Joe team on their success and growth? I mean, they should be doing little seminars and forums at Hasbro headquarters where it's like, here's what we did to succeed. Make what the fans want. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk. I feel like that's all they needed to do. I would love for them to do that. I feel like the Transformers team probably has the hardest way to go because there's so many different versions of Transformers and fandoms of different iterations, but Marvel Legends is not that hard to me. Ryan says the next retro wave in 2024 is 3 Cobra Army Builders, Snow Serpent, Eel, and a third that hasn't been announced, but is highly requested. Oh man, would it be a Cobra Trooper? And that's going to be a lot of Army Builders if I get a retro Cobra Trooper. Lost and Doc is a must-have. We just haven't seen it yet. The third retro card wave of 2024 is Cobra Commander, Beachhead, and a third one that I think is Stalker, but not sure. Man, if they hyped up Stalker's camo, I might be obliged to go get another one. Whew. Jamelin, Jeff, do you think they'll eventually finish the Marauders? Awesome. You think they'll ever get around to the Renegades? You know, it's funny, when I read that at first, before your second sentence, it said, well, I hope so. We got Vertigo and we got Sabretooth. Yeah, I mean, I need that version of Marauders done too. I would think so. I feel like maybe they do a Sergeant Slaughter vehicle, maybe the Warthog, then it would get some more attention. But I feel like the Marauders are a pretty easy one to do. And the Renegades is 3. And we've seen them do 3-packs of figures before, and they're typically repaints, but I feel like a lot of those parts they could kind of cobble together from existing figures and just really get creative. But I would love to see a 3-pack. That would be my preferred way to get the Renegades, much like I would have preferred to get the original 3 Dreadnoks in a 3-pack, but whatever. I think we will see them, probably Mercer first, since they tend to make him the standalone. He was the Viper who turned and would face and joined G.I. Joe. But yeah, I want to see all those guys. And I feel like the Marauders are repaints, so I don't think they'll have any problem getting around to them. Excuse me. Ren says, now that they've announced Leatherneck, they got to do wetsuit with the short sleeves and not just a torpedo redeco. Yeah. There are a lot of parts that they can share, but we need those individual elements for wetsuit. Lawson, Airborne is a big-time favorite of mine. They did him justice. They did. He's just flawless victory. Airborne. He's really good. Happy accident. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Techno Viper. Whoop, whoop. Jeeber says, I think the pandemic screwed up how the Marvel Legends team and Hasbro looks at the Marvel Legends sales pre-pandemic. They're more ashamed of the releases. You look at roster by year, it explodes after 2020. They're making too much money for all of us sitting at home and not having anywhere else to go but buy figures. And they're kind of having some issues adjusting. Mr. Cheeseburger, can you imagine the outrage if the Airborne was locked behind a HasLab paywall? G.I. Joe team learned from Marvel Legends. I will say in this case that it works out for everybody who wanted the Dragonfly, for everybody who wanted Airborne. But I feel like if I'm thinking of complementary characters to go along with a vehicle that I'm charging X amount of money for and need backers, Airborne would have been in that set. And I feel like, I mean, are people outraged that you have to pay to get Wild Bill behind a paywall? I mean, I don't see those complaints. And I feel like that would be justified because it's like, you can't get Wild Bill unless you get the Dragonfly. I feel like, you know, Airborne was his co-pilot all the time. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a right answer for that one. Lawson says, I don't know. Retro Cobra Commander's live behind the paywall. But maybe they'll re-release him later this coming year. Also, Wild Bill behind the paywall. Just saying. Jalen says, I'm so happy with Airborne. He was an early favorite of mine after standout Stalker, Scarlet Snake Eyes. His new recruit showed up on Christmas morning, 1983, and became a new favorite. Yeah, man. Just need that Alpine to complete the terrible trio. Toy Bond Hunter, I mean, we've seen what they've done with Quick Kick, Airborne. I am so excited to see how Alpine's going to turn out. I feel like they're just going to go nuts on him, and I'm waiting to see the render. If there was a disappointment today, it was that we didn't see any renders of upcoming figures just to get a little tease about how they're going to turn out. Because I love seeing all the different steps in the process of these classified series figures. Felix Guerrero says Quick Kick, Duke, and Scarlet is a win for me. They did really great work on those figures too. We need to get that Stallone figure. Exactly. I mean, we need to get him, and I would love to see a Refrigerator Perry figure and have that big steel football mallet that mace that he was rocking. That would be fun. The smile with the gap tooth. I mean, I would be all about getting a Fridge. We've got Mr. T, because I mean, geez, he's an easy one to convert. But we got Sergeant Slaughter, and Fridge would definitely be a character I'd want to see in this line. And Stallone would be fun, but I mean, we got a Fridge figure, so. Crocmaster Big Bo would probably hang out. True. I love Stallone. Would be awesome to finally have that Rocky Joe. Yep. Original Techno Viper is one of my favorite V1 figures, and the classified version does not disappoint. Jalen says Quick Kick looks amazing. Classified team always produces great head sculpts. Well, almost always. I feel like their track rate is like 99.2%, but they're really doing an excellent job capturing the features of the different ethnicities. I agree. And that's something that sometimes we don't see. It's just like, okay, well, you tried and you just painted the skin tone a little different. But yeah, I really agree with you. From Spirit, who I think has one of the best head sculpts in the entire line. Airborne looks really good. Quick Kick looks great. Roadblock looks good. Stalker looks intense. I mean, I just love their head sculpts on these guys. The Birdcage. Ski Raider, loving that Quick Kick. Loving all of them. Stinky Cat, do you think they'll release Recondo for the classified line? They are. Here you go. There's our re-release Recondo for the classified line. So he's coming. You can still pre-order him. He's still available. Ryan, at least 3 more Marauders in 2024. So they've already done Low Light. Got Spirit. I'm thinking, am I missing one that they've already done that's an easy repaint? Because I know sometimes here's the alternate version. Then eventually we're going to get the classic version. Maybe they'll do Footloose. Yeah, I think that might be the way to get your Mandroid. Ryan, don't forget, Airborne is also a lawyer. After he jumps out of Dragonfly, I asked Colonel Jessup if he ordered the code red. Just give me every classified figure. 80s kid, I'm with you. Mr. Cheeseburger, so many collectors buy so many lines, and it seems stressful. I mean, I buy a bunch of lines. I'm not stressed out. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get this Transformer. I'm not going to get this Masterverse figure. I'm not going to get this WWE or AEW figure. Now, of all the lines that I collect, AEW has kind of suffered the most because they've got a really great sale going on right now. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll get those figures eventually. I don't really care. They're the ones that are taking a backseat. It has a lot more to do with the quality of the figures than my interest in originally buying them. Now it's just like, whatever. But yeah, it's just a matter of pacing out when you buy them. Doc Avenger wants to know who is Stardust. So we had 4 name-only characters. We had Leatherneck, great, nice addition to the 86 roster. So he'll be joining Beachhead, Sergeant Slaughter, Roadblock, and maybe they could do a retro version of Roadblock in that attire because I feel like he needs to be bigger, a better head sculpt, and they could tone up and fix his color scheme to make it more accurate to that retro release. I think maybe he would be a very viable retro version because he's one I'm really glad they made that look for him, but he'd be improved now. We got Low Light, we got General Hawk now. There's still a few more we need from that series, but yeah, I think that'd be a good choice. And then we also got Nemesis Immortal, who I did mention already. And let's pull up Starduster, a figure I did not remember I didn't get this figure because I'm very particular with my Joes apparently, where it's like, nope, I don't need a repaint. And that's something that way back then I was very picky on. But yeah, so here's Starduster. Here's what he looks like for all of you wondering. He is basically a Duke repaint. You can see here it's Duke with the shirt right down to the metal here. He's got the helmet, rolled up sleeves. And I guess this lower half is either Flint or Wakanda. I don't remember what the original figure had, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely a figure that they put out. So he's probably going to be like the Steel Core for me, where it's like, cool, you made him. He's going to be a gap in my number collection, but I don't really need to get Starduster. But probably the most important one, the one I was looking forward to and wasn't not, and didn't hear any rumors about him, was Xandar. Finally getting Zorana's twin brother coming into the line. We complete the family. We got Zartan, we got Zorana. Now we're going to get Xandar. He's got such a great look. I cannot wait to see what they do to execute that figure, because the hair, the crossbow, the harness, I mean, the shelled arm, gonna love seeing what they do with him. And so we're really close now to getting the core Dreadnoks. Torch we know is coming. Monkey Wrench can't get here soon enough. Thrasher, Road Pig, Naugahyde. Need those. Take Burnout. Looking forward to him too. But yeah, I'm really happy that we're getting more Dreadnoks. More. Keep them coming. Ryan says, if Hasbro can't do a Rocky Balboa figure, they should at least make Adonis Creed. They should have already had Michael B. Jordan's likeness on file of Marvel Legends. Now, there's a good idea. Blake, dude, for real, they did a mail-in. Like, that would put this line all the way over the top and be like my new all-time favorite. They would do a mail-away figure for a classified figure. So let's see, what would we take? We gotta take something from the package and clip it off here, like our flag points. Gotta put them in there. And this figure is worth 3. So with 20, you can get a free Refrigerator Perry figure. You just have to pay shipping. So I would be all over that. Jamelin says, I've seen a few people saying they want a mainline version of Wild Bill. No shade on these people, but Bill is a pilot. I'm perfectly fine with the vehicle driver only being available with vehicles. There you go. And see, he's one that if they did a retro version and did him in cartoon colors, I think people would be okay with that too. But yeah, I'm with you. It's Rothers. Wood Perry, number 72. Yes. Yeah, hopefully make him nice and big too. I wonder if they could do that. That would be really fun. Mr. Rober says, I think we'll see a retro Wild Bill at some point with Sunbow colors. That is wild. I'm not looking at the comments before I say something, and it's like, bam, right after that, somebody's saying exactly what I said. That's fun. Lawson, I still have my original Mailway Fridge Perry figure. Love it. That's cool. Mr. Cheeseburger, I love Mass, Bionic 6, and Spiral Zone figures. Spiral Zone. But until that happens, I'm 99% invested in G.I. Joe, 1% on the occasional Spider-Man and villains. Mr. Cheeseburger, Adrian, I'm glad you're committed to the line. So many YouTubers of Marvel Legends. Does it ever get challenging to find people to celebrate Marvel Legends you love? Hopefully I'm one. I'm still down for Marvel Legends, but it's just so much stuff to talk about with G.I. Joe right now. Toy Bounty Hunter says, besides Barbecue Mutton Junkyard, that's who it was. Sergeant Slaughter, Lowlight and Spirit have been released, and they are in Marauders. Footloose is the only one not released so far. Thank you. I knew there was one, and it's wild that I cannot remember Mutton Junkyard, probably because they're not in my possession yet, and those are two that really could be in the mix for Figures of the Year, too. We got to get some Dreadnought Bison, that Thunder Machine. Yes. Jalen says, I'm content with Heavy Artillery Roadblock, but I was listening very closely for hints when Lenny was focused on that 50 cal that comes with the Action Soldier. Yeah. Mr. Cheeseburger says, if they're making Stardusters, then I need the Super Trooper, Bench Press, and the Pit Commando Trooper. I actually like the Pit Commando Trooper. I thought that was a cool repaint, so I would be down for that one. Did I see the repaint of the new Wonder Woman figure? I don't know, Omega. I don't think so. Omega, I don't like McFarlane, but that Wonder Woman looks amazing. Well, shoot. Now I'm feeling like I missed out on something. Speaking of McFarlane, and we have now reached the I can't believe that we're finished talking about G.I. Joe section of our program. Let's talk about these new McFarlane superpower figures that were dropped the other day. And I love that he's doing all this stuff. It's fun. They're not the most detailed figures. They don't need to be. They're superpower renditions. And we got a new Sinestro. He's joining the line. We got Justice Lord Superman. I actually like the heat vision eyes with him. Normally I don't, but he's still got a Superman expression, so that works for whatever reason. Got Hal Jordan Green Lantern, Gold Flash, Batman, Zor, and R, and Gold Batman. Gold. So here's Justice Lord Superman. Love the fact that we're still getting cloth capes with these guys. Always appreciated. And they put a little bit more detail than I would expect, but he's a really nice looking figure, and they did a nice job with him. And I love that they actually throw in the cross sell. So it's just like back in the day. Look at all the stuff I can get. Green Lantern looks cool, really fun. So he can join John Stewart and continue to flesh out your Justice League. And love it. We got the classic artwork for him, just like the original figure. And Sinestro joins the mix, and that's cool because he was a character we did not get. Love this head sculpt, nice and swarmy. And he's got that smirk going like, Jordan, you won't beat me this time. So yeah, that's fun. Nice to see him at his line. Go Flash. I'm going to zoom through. And then Batman Zor R, and really fun. Those colors always pop on this look. And that's wild. And we got a little Batman Zor R pose for him. That's fun. So yeah, I love that they keep doing different stuff. Gold Batman, if you so were inclined. And they didn't even bother repainting the package for this one. Just we're gonna keep it the way it is. So these are fun. Get the whole case for $60. I don't think that's a terrible price. And then today on McFarlane Toy Store, you can get all the latest wave of Batman 66, Superman, Batman, Robin, Lord Death, Joker, and the Robot, along with the Batmobile for $66, which I think is a really good price because the Batmobile by itself is $30. Let me go here to the toy store so I can pull this up for real. So he's doing this 12 days of Christmas thing, and it's a really solid deal. Of course, just when I was trying to find it, it won't show up for me. Let's see here. There we go. I knew if I tried hard enough, I could track it down. So there we go. 12 days of Christmas. They're rolling with some really good sales. So you get all of these figures. It's a really good deal here for $66. It's a nice retro wave bundle. This would be originally $138. So to get all this for $66, you get 6 figures. Yes, 6 figures and a Batmobile. I can't knock that at all. And I still need to get a Batman and Robin for my line. I've got so many of the villains, so I want to actually grab those two and Superman just because Superman's in the line. So that's pretty fun. Renegade Biker 24. Jeff, I'm looking forward to getting Airborne. And when I review him, since he's a Navajo, I'm going to talk about the Windtalkers in the description box from World War II. That's fine. It's cool because we can all come up with all our different ways to incorporate these figures and the storylines that we put them in. So that's always cool to read what people are going to do with their figures. Todd C says, William Perry would sign a deal. Hasbro should make it happen. Make it happen, Hasbro. Mr. Cheeseburger says, hit that like button. Thank you, Mr. Cheeseburger. I appreciate it. Hey, the Gold Batman takes me back a couple decades. Same, Ryan. Sinestro does look good, Mr. Cheeseburger. Jeeber, Wonder Woman repaint is in the classic Superpowers colors. Oh, then I might have seen that figure then. Let's see if I can find her on the site real fast. Yes. Let's see. No, boy. Now navigating the site is a little bit trickier than I would love. Anyway, so I can't find it, but I do know what you're talking about now. Sinestro and Hal look to be the best. Lawson, I think they're really well done too. So, and the fact that you can merge them along just well with everybody else works out pretty well. Rent, man, that Hal looks straight out of 1984 and Compton. Wow, I still have my original Superpowers figures, and at a glance, that Hal Jordan is really similar. I'm agreeing with you, Jamie. So maybe this is an extra push to get that Sinestro. Lawson, I don't feel strongly about characters or anything, but I put those 2 Batman Superpowers in a wood chipper. $66. I see what he did there. Nice. Yeah. David, we do need that Sinestro on the 7-inch line. I'm surprised we haven't seen that yet. That was a little bit of a surprise, but I guess we gotta work first with this this very important Sinestro core look first. So then we got these surprising announcements teased from Ringside Collectibles, and I was, what's this? A new line? Bring it on. What we got? It is a Bell to Bell series, and it's exclusive to Ringside Collectibles, and it features some very highly demanded characters like the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, and this WWE Mattel Superstars kind of thing. So they look pretty decent, I guess, if you wanted this style of figure. It definitely is a weird choice because, you know, we've been wanting to get the Road Warriors back into the regular Mattel line. We don't, but we have them here in this one. So I think they can work pretty well with your Superstars figures. Also, Big Papa Pump, holler if you hear him. And I'm curious about the size of this and if you could fudge this at all to incorporate this with an Elite figure. I feel like it's going to stretch everything out if you did that. But I like the detail on this singlet here. That's a little bit better than what we've seen from some of the Mattel figures. So nice head sculpt. And like I said, that singlet's really well done. Then we got Danhausen, and he's coming too. He seems a little bit different from the others. All cloth attire, so that's fun. And he's got his curse hands going. So, you know, interesting choice. But the ones that really kind of annoyed me, Steiner Brothers. I wanted Steiner Brothers in this look for the WWE Ultimate Edition series. And to see them in this, like, come on. I don't want another situation like the Dudley Boys where we wait, and we don't get the version that a lot of people wanted to see all along. So there's that. Then there's some variant versions of the Steiners, so you can get them, and that's kind of an interesting way to go. But we got that as an option, as a choice for them too, and just a really interesting line. These 2-packs are $44.99. The single figures are $27, and I just can't quite reconcile paying that for those figures. So I don't know what you think about that. James says, Jeff, do you think they'll flood us with CM Punk figures now that he's back with WWE? Yes. It's just like we've been flooded with Cody Rhodes figures. I feel like we've gotten like 15. We're going to see 25 CM Punk figures. Northern Nomad, LOD Road Warriors, what a rush. Ryan, y'all just going to move on from G.I. Joe without talking about their unforgivable decision to not show digital renders? I did say that. I mentioned that was my one disappointment, that we didn't see any new renders. Toy Bounty Hunter, thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. David Thanos, I got the LOD Papa and the Steiners. Steiner line. Jalen, those bell-to-bell figures remind me of those old WCW figures in the Motu scale. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if they'll work, and I wish they had shown them with some of those other figures just to be like, see how they work, but not yet. Green Man, I kind of wish we got those versions for Ultimate Editions. Exactly. That's what I wanted too. Ren, people forget how good an athlete young Scott Steiner was. He was awesome, man. I love watching the Steiners. I love the fact that they were tight with Sting and Luger. And then when the three of them went to the WWF, they were paired together as buddies. I love that. And yeah, and when they all came back to Sting and WCW, it was like, welcome back, crew. So that was fun. David Thanos, I think that Monday Night War series with Harlem Heat is going to have the Dudleys. Oh, that would be good. Lawson, the Frankensteiner was an amazing looking finisher. It's funny. Excuse me, I've been watching old wrestling, and people were doing the Frankensteiner, but they weren't doing it the same way that Scott was. And the fact that he was that big was wild to see him doing it. David says, I've read in places where they do scale the superstars. I thought so, just from how they looked. How the heck did the Patriots score 21 points? I guess Belichick was like, listen, I'm not getting fired for you clowns, so I need somebody to start scoring, start doing some things, because this will not do with my legacy. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, so I'm about to wind down a little bit here, but there are just a few more things I want to talk about, and one of which is what I'm very excited about, this Coliseum Collection 2-pack, Roddy Piper, George Animal Steel. Based on how the others have sold, I'm not rushing to get them, but I definitely gonna get this. This looks like the best Roddy Piper figure from his early '80s era that anyone's done. This looks like Roddy Piper. Sometimes his figures don't quite have the best likeness. Pretty much got his physique down right. That loudmouth yelling scope is really great for him. And Georgiano Steele's not a character I would have thrown in here, but whatever. I think Mr. Wonderful would have been a better fit, but getting these two adds out to that Ultimate Edition roster, so really fun to have them. They're still on creationsmattel.net or .com. Why did I say .net? Went old school. And like the others, $70, so not too expensive. But let's talk about our good friends Entertainment Earth back at it again with the buy one get one free sale. I don't know why they're cheesing me throwing out Biggie when he's not in stock. He's sold out. But there are a lot of figures that you can get. You buy one get one 50% off, including this Mezco Destro. There was a point where he was $50. Now you can get him in another figure, kind of balance it out. The 60th anniversary Marvel Legends Grey Hulk and Dr. Bruce Banner. Lots of cool stuff and things that if you have not picked out enough stuff for yourself already, there's plenty, including a Black Series Dark Trooper. So you can get two of those and work out pretty well. Of course, you got to get over $79 to get that free shipping, but there you go. Get a couple of these Ultimates, including Destro. More of these Power Rangers, Cobra Commander. You can get that done pretty quickly, getting some of those figures because they're already at a good outlet sale. Baroness, Flint, Snake Eyes even cheaper. I got Monstar. I didn't open the box yet, otherwise I would have shown him as well today. But there are a lot of options on this sale, so definitely take advantage of some good stuff. Let's see what you all are saying. Omega, that new Wonder Woman figure looks wonderful. No pun intended. David, love that Piper. Can't wait to get the Heart Foundation. Same. Ren says that Piper is mine's. Ryan, I ordered the buzzworthy Bumblebee Silver Streak. That's the blue one, not the silver one named Blue Streak. Yes. It's only $15 on Walmart. I feel like I've seen him at Ollie's for $8. James, oh man, I need that. I've been waiting for a good Roddy. That is a really good one. James Green. Oh wait, Jeff, Power Channel Series 2. What do you think about who's coming next? Junkyard Dog, Kamala aren't really necessary figures since we got really good versions from Mattel, but I'm curious to see how they do Junkyard Dog because, if they go classic Mid-South, I think that could be a figure I want to get. We got, who else in there? Dory Funk Jr. He's a good choice. That's a really fun one, and I'm curious to see how he'll work because we haven't gotten a Dory or Hoss Funk in our Mattel collection, so that's one I'm really curious about. Got Medusa. I assume she's going to be in her AWA look, so that would be fun if she goes full 80s hair. And then we got Jack Briscoe, former NWA champ. Can't argue with the inclusion of him. And then we got the one that I'm most excited about, Wahoo McDaniel, a guy who's never had a figure to my recollection. So he'll be really good to get to add into the line. I'm hoping they can size them down just a little bit or improve the articulation just a little bit because I would love to incorporate him with my NWA figures from Mattel. Only $15 on Walmart. Big Bad has that Biggie, but dang, 55 is steep. I'll wait until it goes down. Hopefully he'll make it that long. Green Man, I got to show my spinning. These sales are not helping. Agreed. They're just like, forget you and your wallet. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Thursday, talking G.I. Joe, talking a little bit of WWE, a little wrestling, a little Marvel Legends, what we would do to fix the line and all that great stuff. I will probably do another video at some point over the weekend just because there's so much more G.I. Joe stuff I want to talk about. Some more Complete the Cruise I have on my list to do. So you might not be surprised to see me back on probably a recorded video just because I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys, as always, for coming out, hanging on here with me every Thursday night and talk about action figures because that's a really fun way for me to spend my Thursdays. So for now, thank you for hanging out. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.